Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers. Let's take a look. So we're going to write the following using multiplication. Remember, multiplication is repeated addition, so I can just write this instead of writing 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, I can write 2, and I'm just adding it 4 times, so 2 times 4, and you get 8. And I can do the same with negatives. So that's negative 2 4 times, so that's negative 2 times 4, and I get negative 8 in this case, because negative 2 plus negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 8. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. So let's take a look at how the products change as the numbers multiply by 5 decrease. So here I get 25. Here I get 20. Here I get 15, 10, 5, and 0. Do we realize that each time it is subtracting 5? So it is 5 less. So I'm subtracting 5, subtracting 5, subtracting 5, and subtracting 5. And that's because I'm multiplying by 1 less 5. So there's 5 less numbers there, so that's why it is subtracting 5. So if I were to predict these, I'm going to predict that I'm going to subtract 5 again, and I'm going to get negative 5. I'm going to subtract 5 again, and I'm going to get negative 10. So as the numbers multiply by 5 decrease, each time you are subtracting 5. And we were able to predict that when we're multiplying this positive by this negative, it is going to be a negative. So a positive multiplied by a negative times a negative wound up being a negative. So that's important to know, that when you multiply a positive with a negative, you will get a negative. Now, let's take a look at how the products change as the numbers multiplying by negative 5 decrease. So I have a negative 5 times 5, and I know that's negative 25 based on what we learned on the previous page. And now negative 5 times 4, well, that's negative 20. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. And negative 5 times 0 is 0. Now I'm realizing that as the numbers multiply by negative 5 decrease, I'm actually adding 5. So I'm adding 5 each time. So in order to predict the following, I'm going to add 5. So I think that negative 5 times negative 1 is a positive 5. And negative 5 times negative 2 is a positive 10. So what I realized was, since I am adding as the numbers multiplied by negative 5 decrease, I realized that a negative multiplied by a negative wound up being positive. And that's important to know as well. So the same rules apply for dividing integers. So negative 45 divided by 9, well, I know that 45 divided by 9 is 5, so a negative divided by a positive is a negative, so that's going to be a negative 5. 56 divided by a negative 8, so 56 divided by 8 is 7, and now I'm realizing it is a positive divided by a negative, so that's going to be a negative 7. And now negative 33 divided by negative 3, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so I'm going to get a positive 11. So the rules for multiplying and dividing integers: the product or quotient of two negative numbers is going to be positive. Product or quotient of two positive numbers is going to be positive. and the product or quotient of a positive and a negative number is going to be negative. And I made this little chart to help us remember that. So I'm thinking of this as when both eyes are closed, I am sleeping, therefore I am a happy person. When both eyes are open, I am wide awake and I am also a happy person. When one eye is closed, let's say the left eye is closed and the right eye is open, that means I'm like trying to wake up, but I'm not quite there yet, so I'm not so happy. And the last one, I am trying to stay awake, but my eyes just keep closing, so I am not happy in that case as well. So that's just a little way to help you to remember it. Both eyes closed or both eyes open, you're happy, so that's positive. One eye closed or one eye open, you are not a happy person, so therefore you are negative. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.